Then there's a judgment of possibility. Can I do this or not? This is important because if you decide something can't be done, you can't intend to do it. See? Planned Parenthood knows this very well. This is why they're always telling us that teenagers can't be chased. It's simply not a possibility, and because it's not a possibility, because it's not realistic, you have to make alternative plans, aka contraception or abortion as a backup. See? Whereas if you think that chastity really is a possibility, you can intend it. See? This is why theological virtues, faith, hope, and charity are so important, especially faith, because faith can really open up and expand our notion of what is really possible. See? You could be a saint, we say. Says Planned Parenthood, you're basically an animal governed by, so the only thing we can do as rational animals is to make provision for our animality. No, St. Catherine of Siena says, no, you could be a saint, actually. With the grace of God, amazing things are possible. So you see, what you judge to be possible opens up or closes the whole moral world for you. And then there's intention, finally. This is where I say the person, your character up of stages 1 through 3 basically tell you what kind of your person you are up until the point of decision. But then when you launch yourself out in an intention, you've got something new where what you want has engaged your person to the point that you have now launched your whole person out to the possession of this good thing. Now, if the thing that you want is good, you become good. And if the thing that you want is unworthy, you become unworthy because you, as a person, are implicated in what you love. See? This is, okay. This is why we're good or we're bad, not because we produce good or bad effects in the world. We're good or bad insofar as our own being is modified and altered by the goods that we pursue. See, when you perform an action, a moral action, the chief effect is in you as an agent. Whereas when you make something, the chief effect is in let's say you make a table, the chief effect is in the table that you make. You see what I mean? There's a difference between making and doing. I make the table, but I do an act. The effect of making is in the thing made. The effect of the doing is in me. I'm different because of what I love or don't love. I am changed by what I love or don't love. This is why intention is so much at the heart of the description of moral action. One of the most important things you have to describe in a moral act is what you were aiming at. It's not the only factor that's important, but it's an eliminable factor. What were you aiming at? That makes not all the difference, but it makes a good bit of the difference. So that if you aim at something good, insofar as you're aiming at something good, your action is good. And if you're aiming at something evil, then you're evil. Then you become evil because of the thing that you aim at. All right, we'll come back to that. Intention is central. It's not exclusively important, but it is irreducibly important. Okay, now we move away from the stage of ends, the end that we're aiming at. Then we go to the question of means. How do we get there? There are 4 stages here. The first one is deliberation. The second is what St. Thomas calls consent. The third is judgment, the last practical judgment. And the fourth is free choice. I want to say something about each of them. Deliberation also has moral significance because the care or the lack of care that you take in deliberation says something about your character. Now sometimes there's really no need to deliberate. If I'm Custer and I've got 100 Sioux warriors coming after me and I'm on a horse, do I ride towards the Sioux Indians or do I ride away from them? I mean, it's not much of a choice. If I come to a cliff and there's a rope bridge and the Sioux warriors look like they're anxious to further interreligious and cultural discussion with me at that point, my real option is to go across that bridge. That's the only option I have. So a lot of times deliberation isn't necessary. But a lot of times deliberation really is necessary. We do have a number of ways we could get to where we go, and some of them are fitting and some of them are not. So deliberation of means to an end also has its own irreducible moral quality. See, the means to the end it often is as important as the end itself. So, what is my end? My end is eliminating poverty. What is my means? I eliminate the poor. Okay? There's a bit of a problem with that. My end is ending a war. My means is incinerating a city full of people. See? So the means to the end it has a moral importance that is like the end. And so the care or the carelessness of your deliberation, the haste, the fact that you decide something really quickly can say something inappropriately quickly, can say something bad about you, and never deciding at all can say something bad about you. I mean, let's say it's a question of courtship. You want to get married. Well, all right, I've decided I want to get married. What shall I do? Well, I'm getting a little up there, early 30s now. I know what I'll do. I'll find Catholic dating service. Push the button, out comes a picture of Giselle. There she is. Giselle likes to go to benediction, likes to pray the rosary, and thinks St. Thomas Aquinas is pretty important and even better than SCOTUS. Right? Now, what is my reaction to this? Well, I'm going to marry her, obviously. See? Because she's a good Catholic and a Thomas to boot. What do you think of that? That's nuts, right? If anybody really were to decide that, I mean, it's like marrying somebody because they have a tattoo. I mean, it's not enough. I mean, it's certainly good, but it's not enough. So if you deliberate quickly, inappropriately quickly, it's superficial judgment. But also, if you wait too long, I mean, if you're dating Giselle and it's the 15th year of her engagement, well, I got to keep thinking. I'm still discerning, Giselle. Could you discern before I start collecting Social Security, please? The failure of deliberation, which is governed by affect. You see, quickly, slowly. All of that is determined by, again, affective consideration. So that's consent and deliberation together. But that brings you to choice. I mean, judgment and choice. Again, you make your last practical judgment, and you execute the judgment. This is the means to my end. You choose the means to the end. See, intention basically is with respect to your end. And choice is basically with respect to your means. Okay, so you choose your means, but you intend your end.